Y'all, we are back beyond the gates. And when I tell you this week got active, okay? They didn't waste no time. I know we had a week off, but they said, all right, we're back and we're booming. So we got to talk about it. Let's do it. Y'all, your girl is in chains no more. Thank God. Oh my goodness. I was so scared. They had my girl locked up for a week. I know that may not be the same timeline as what's happening in the show, but for me, my girl was locked up for a week, maybe even 2 weeks because we took a break. My girl been locked up, okay? And I was scared. But shout out to Madison, shout out to Kat, shout out to Jacob. They made sure that they went and found my girl. Chelsea is back into safekeeping with her family, with Madison. And I'm just glad that they got my girl. Now, she got a lot of healing to do, but I mean, hey, who wouldn't after what she's been through? Okay, yes, there was a marriage ceremony in the midst of this kidnapping that Allison did with Chelsea. She did have her say vows, and they even had a little kiss, very forced, okay? But do y'all actually think that they're going to have to uphold whatever this marriage is? Of course not. At least I wouldn't think so. Nobody was even there to officiate it. I don't believe that you're able to officiate your own wedding, whether you're ordained or not. The fact that Allison is holding on to this marriage like it's a real marriage, I mean, she's calling Chelsea her wife, telling Jacob, go get my wife. There's no way that she wants me in jail. Like, she is really taking this fake marriage and running with it. I think that they're going to bring this back up when they do have to go into court because I do believe that this case will go to trial. So, whenever Chelsea has to take the stand or talk about this in court, I do think that this is going to come up, but there's no way that any of this is going to stick. And she was obviously held against her will. There's no way that this would stand in any sane court. But this is a soap opera, so we'll just have to wait and see. In this process of Chelsea being kidnapped by Allison, Naomi was one of the main ones that felt completely helpless. And my heart really went out to her. You could tell that she wanted to have a place in this whole process of finding Chelsea, but she didn't exactly know her role, right? You got Chelsea and Kat, who are best friends, they're closer in age. They've been besties since they were born. And you can tell Naomi is more of an A type, more of the bookworm of the three. And maybe she didn't feel a connection with Chelsea when they were younger. And now that their bond is stronger, they're older, she definitely wants to solidify her place with her sister. And in this moment, you can tell Naomi was over it, okay? I never saw Naomi as violent or active, right? Like, I don't think any of them are violent, but I do think that they go hard for their families, right? And they want to defend them and take care of them whenever they can. And with Naomi feeling so helpless, I think when she saw Allison in this police room, it was just, it was enough for her, especially when she asked if Naomi could be her lawyer. Are you kidding me? The fact that Allison even alludes to Chelsea that she did this to help Chelsea's career. Oh my gosh, how crazy can you be? Yes, there is a saying that all publicity is good publicity, but there's no way that a sane person would want to be kidnapped in order to up their status online, on social media, especially on the launch of one of their biggest businesses yet, right? There's no way that Chelsea would want to be kidnapped on the night that they debut Chelsea Cat. Those are dangerous things to say when you're close to the court of law like that. We're literally on the verge of a case that could basically have Allison put away for life almost if they play their cards right. So for her saying stuff like, oh, girl, I did this for you to help your career, that's the negative toxic seeds that could really mess up this entire process. Those type of statements are what could help her actually not go to jail, because there's somebody in that jury that would be like, well, yeah, Why wouldn't she want that type of publicity? And they were in a relationship together. So what puts it past her to create this whole illusion with this woman, right? Now, let me tell you something. These two right here, Bill and Danny, they need to stop it. They need to stop it. Okay? This whole back and forth is insane. Now, y'all know I'm never on Haley's side. I'm never on Haley's side. I don't like her. She is awaiting some serious karma that is due to her from the way that she broke up Bill and Danny and their whole marriage and their whole family, blase, blase, blah. Yes. But the way that these two have been acting ever since Chelsea got kidnapped is wild. Wild, okay? Yes, I understand that your child was kidnapped and that would bring you two together. You would want to comfort each other and make sure that each other is taken care of and, that each other is in good spirits until your child comes home. But when your child is home and y'all are still acting like more than besties, y'all are not co parenting. Okay? Y'all real chummy. Y'all real chummy. Danny, you got your hand all on his knee, on his thigh. When you sit down, y'all just comfortable. Bill all laid back on the couch, got his arm around her every chance he get. When she gave him tea at Chelsea's house, he called her babe. I was so glad that Chelsea called them out on that. I was so glad. And I'm glad that Naomi called them out too. Because at the end of the day, y'all playing games. They playing games. And little Miss Haley is going to get her feelings hurt. Okay? It's going to be a problem. As a matter of fact, it's already a problem. It's already a problem. Haley is already lashing out. First of all, Haley, ain't nobody tell you to go to the Dupree's house when they were still trying to figure out what was going on with Chelsea. You continuously insert yourself where you don't need to be. And that's one of the biggest problems. If Bill told you that he doesn't want you there, then you don't need to be there. That's your only connection to this family. And also, Haley girl, don't get it twisted. Just because you had a moment of camaraderie with Nicole does not mean that Nicole likes you. That does not mean that Nicole is getting a soft spot for you, girl. She is a therapist. She is conditioned to ask everyone how they're doing. Okay? Do not take that the wrong way, girl. You don't have any friends in the Dupree house. Understand that, please. And let's go a little deeper. Haley, how is it that you think that flirting with your husband's apprentice, yeah, the man that is literally being mentored by your husband, that's trying to get a promotion through your husband's business so that he can become partner at your husband's firm, in what way do you think that makes sense for you to use that man to make your husband jealous? Why would he be jealous of him in the first place? This is a man that works for me. Tomas works for Bill. So why would Bill be jealous of him at all? If anything, you're messing with Tomas's career. Not that Tomas cares, because he'll throw his career away for almost any woman, but that's another conversation. At the end of the day, Haley girl is not going to work. And you need to have a real conversation as to what happened to that baby, the one that didn't exist. Okay? Because I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting go, old boy, that I'm pretty sure is your brother. Okay. I don't think that's her lover, because where's the kid, right? If that was her lover, then we can talk about that. But right now, I still think, oh boy, is your brother. I still think that doctor is y'all godmama or your auntie or something. You got the squad and you trying to figure out how to clear Bill out. I'm still on that. All right, now, you two, y'all need to get on the same page. Okay. I'm really happy that y'all reconnected this week, but this back and forth is too much. Y'all gonna have to be a united front by the time Joey calls in whatever favor he's gonna call in to Martin, now that he's helped them find Chelsea. Okay, lest we forget that that's on the way. And we still don't know the storm that's brewing with June, right? Because just because she's quiet don't mean that she's gone. The last time June talked to Naomi and Jacob, she told them that she was going to go and better her life so that when the kids needed her, she would be ready. We still haven't seen her tell her sister who the kids are or the fact that she even found the kids, right? So we know that once that sister finds out, she's going to want to meet them, have them in her life, blase, blase, blah. So there's a lot of storms that are brewing with Smitty and Martin. So I'm going to need for them to become a united front again. This whole, back and forth of, oh, I don't know if I trust you anymore. Cut it, Smitty. Okay, cut it. The man did what he had to do to protect his family. We all know what happened now. The truth is out. It's over. Let's move along, okay? And the saga continues with these two. I am seasick. I have motion sickness from all of Ashley's movements, okay? I I really feel sorry for Derek. I really do. Because Ashley is going to do whatever makes her feel like she's in the best light, regardless of how it messes up anyone, regardless of how it affects anyone that she's dealing with. Because the fact that she is not only acting like she's fully back in love with Derek and wants to be with Derek, but you propose to him? Now that we're finally in a place of understanding where we know that, oh man, Derek may not ever walk again. Now you decide that you want to marry him? I'm confused, Ashley. I'm confused. You could be there for him without completely confusing this man and making it even worse for him to recover and deal with this new lifestyle that he's going to have to learn. Because when you leave him, oh, mark my words, she will leave him. Okay? When Ashley leaves him, he's going to be so devastated. At least the first time, he was able to dive into work, right? He was able to be a stronger firefighter, enlist in these marathons. He was able to be active and put his brain on something else. You can't do that when you're paralyzed. I mean, you can, but you have to find different ways to do that. And in order to find those ways, he's going to have different resources. This is the time for him to lean on Jacob, for him to have family come back in town. Ashley being his confidant and the person that is going to be there for him throughout this process is going to be detrimental to both of them. Huh. Huh. She made it seem like that man was a burden and they were only living together for a week or two. Imagine how much of a burden he's going to feel like when you have to help him change his whole life. This man may never walk again. And your solution to being there for him is to propose? Oh my gosh, that's going to be disastrous. Nothing good is going to come from this. I feel really bad for Derek, and I really hope that he has some real friends that's going to come in and swoop this situation together. Naomi needs to snatch her up immediately and tell her, girl, this is not the way. This is not the way. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, I'm just so confused as to what's happening with these two. Just let it go. Let it go. Here we go with little Miss Fast Tail. All right now, Samantha. All right now, we were trying to be on your side, right? Here I am telling Martin and Smitty to calm down, to let you model, to let you, be around your cousins and your auntie, but you don't even know how to act. Samantha, they gave you this doggone key so that you can have a place to study and practice and become a better model and focus. And you got the nerve to bring a boy over? Talking about y'all working on a project, but the first chance you get, you trying to lock lips. Fast. Don't you get caught up with no little boy. You better keep them studies together. Because I promise you, Martin will snatch that little modeling career immediately. And you know what? That would be the moment when she want to run and be like, you know what? Forget you. I want to know my mom now. I want to find June. I want to be with June because she thinks that June's going to let her do what she want to do. Ooh, we're going to have to watch this one. And shout out to Auntie Kat for checking her when she saw it, okay? And I do hope she tells Martin, Martin, your child is fast, okay? Snatch her up. Samantha, this might be the end. You better get it together. This love triangle right here is completely out of hand. And now the only innocent party for real is Kat, because she's really over here trying to have a real relationship with this man, and he is entertaining Eva every chance he gets, okay? Especially in this last week. Eva has gotten really bold with the way that she moves around him. You over here, prancing in front of the man. Kat sees it. Kat sees it, and you messed up for that, okay? You know that they're still together. Leave that man alone. And then for y'all to even have a conversation about him representing Leslie against Bill Hamilton, Thomas, you gonna let these women talk you straight out of a career, okay? If it's up to the women, Thomas will be without a job and completely not beyond the gates, away from the gates, okay? Because that man ain't gonna have no job, no place to stay, no relationship, nothing once these women are done with him. I really hope you don't listen to Eva, because there's no way you going against Bill is going to help your career, especially now. At this point, I think that's the biggest law firm and maybe even the only law firm that Tomas has worked for so far. So, why would you think that it would be smart to go against your boss, your mentor, the one that's actually giving you the leeway to go higher in your career? And of course, Eva manipulating self would come up with that idea. She don't care about your well-being. All she care about is her and her scheming mama. And it's really showing, Eva. Is her true colors are really coming out, okay? She was really playing victim in the beginning of all this, but now it seemed like she having a little too much fun being on her mama's side. I'm watching that one. I'm watching her. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ted, you are getting on my last nerve, okay? One, yes, I think it was a great idea for him to throw Leslie off and say, hey, you can take my house, just take away that offer so you won't mess it up and I'll give you my house. Brilliant idea. Can't believe she actually fell for it, because how dumb are you to think that Nicole wouldn't put her name on her house that she's raised her kids in, that she's lived in for decades? Why would she not have her name on that house? That makes no sense. But I digress, right? Leslie takes the bait and she runs over to Nicole's house and rubs it in her face, tells her, girl, you need to move out because your man done gave me this house. Then, when Nicole tells you how dumb you are, now you embarrassed and want to say, oh, Ted, you did me wrong. I am somebody. Girl, you could be somebody somewhere else. I ain't got no sympathy for you. Take your money and go buy you a house somewhere else. Go get you a life somewhere else. Why do you have to be beyond the gates? Because you're only here because you want to spread hate and toxicity amongst the residents beyond the gates. That's it. There's no other reason for you to be here. Now, Ted, that's all the credit you get. The fact that you want to run to the Dupree's house because you want what? Glory? You want a clap, a pat on the back because you did something? You didn't rectify the whole situation. You did one thing and thought that you got rid of Leslie for good. Oh my God, you're just as delulu as Leslie. And then you thought that going and doing that was going to help you get Nicole back? Bro, you got to do better. And then he lashed out on Bill. Your response to, oh, I messed up, is Bill messed up too? So why are you still cool with Bill and not me? You still look lame. You still look lame, Ted. Like, I don't know what he could do to redeem himself at this point. Especially since in the previews for next week, you got the nerve to sleep with Leslie. You waking up in the bed with Leslie with no shirt on? And you think, oh my gosh, if he slept with Leslie, that is the nail in the coffin for him and Nicole. The moment Nicole finds out that he done double back to Leslie, oh, you can dead that marriage. It's over. It's over, Ted. And that's all your fault because you're a dummy. These three really get on my nerves, okay? Like Vanessa, she just loves messing up stuff. I love how she's, created all these roadblocks for Leslie to move beyond the gates, but that's the only time that she's actually using her brain. Because whenever Joey comes into the picture, she just goes straight dumb. I don't understand it. I understand y'all got like a connection or whatever, but every time she goes to defend Doug, how you go to this man to defend your husband and end up sleeping with him? And why does Doug know Vanessa's every move? Every time she in front of Joey, now here come Doug. I'm so sick of y'all. Doug needs a job. Okay, you need to go find a job because you really ain't gonna be able to make no leeway with Vanessa as long as she playing your sugar mama, sir. You a whole surgeon. Go to another hospital, find another job ASAP. And I really hope he got a real plan to get Joey taken care of because it's going to be one against the other. If he doesn't get Joey soon, Joey's going to get him, even just to get Vanessa. Because at this point, they're both just obsessed with Vanessa. She's really going to get everybody killed. Like, I am afraid for all of their lives because she doesn't know when to stop. She doesn't know where the game starts and reality ends, right? She doesn't know where reality ends and the game starts. Like, she's all over the place. She needs to get it together before she messes up everyone as any more than she already has. So much continues to happen beyond the gates, and we've got so far to go, right? So much more can happen. There's so many storylines that are open and flowing right now. Haley's fake baby. What's going to happen with Doug and Joey? Is Chelsea going to be okay? Like, her PTSD is going crazy. Is Danny and Bill, are they going to have some type of affair? Are they going to come back to each other? Will Danny and Andre get back into the groove? Will Haley actually mess Tomas up? Will her plan actually work? Will Ashley be the one to out Haley with the fact that this pregnancy was fake? So many questions. And then the questions continue, right? Where's Peaches? Has she passed already? Or is she like still in the background giving us crazy information? Are we ever going to get a real DNA test between Ted and Eva? Because right now we're still going based off of the paperwork that Leslie gave us. And do we trust anything that she's given us? No. No. So the questions continue. And that's what I love about this soap opera because the storylines continue. These characters will continue to grow and flourish, and we get to learn them more. We get to explore who these characters are and see the ups and downs. This is going to be a long journey, and I'm here for the long haul. Are you? Are you invested like you should be? Like, let's really give this show the time that it needs to develop and grow. It's amazing right now, and it can only get better. Hit me in the comments and let me know what you think is going to happen. How do you feel about all the questions that I just posed? And do you have any of your own that I didn't talk about? I'm so glad that we're here together, and I'm looking forward to next week. Beyond the Gates.